$650,000 better off. The next one, the McKinnon, as Goss has already mentioned, we've got Sky Heights Oliver Twist and the horse that we spoke about a little bit earlier, Hill of Grace. They look to be the dead set weight for age horses in the race. And there are the totes. Sky Heights $4.90. Well, a few people have dumped him after his flop in the Cox Plate last week, and that can be a dangerous thing to do because he did work very well the other day. Oliver Twist has actually come up favourite, and I would have thought Sky Heights certainly would have come up the favourite. You can see that there's good each-way odds about the others. Now, the horses like Bohemian, The Hind, Magneto, Montrachet, Oxford Dollar, they're all Melbourne Cup horses. Freemason's a Melbourne Cup horse. He's $8.10. Don't know about him at 2,000 metres, Jen. They might be a bit nimble for him, but he'll be running on.
Yes, he's a real stayer, that's for sure. And Hill of Grace, Peter, $5.40 there. She's definitely a chance in the race, for sure.
Coco Cabana, I saw out here at the track the other morning. She looks really well, but she went terribly in the Caulfield Cup. So there they are from the experts. Hill of Grace from Jenny, Oliver Twist from Richard and John. I've gone for Sky Heights and forgiven him that one bad run. Camarina, bit of value from Dan Malicki, and Hill of Grace. Well, Gary Willis has decided to agree with Jenny Chapman there in race 7. All right, we might get the predictors' thoughts now that we've got our thoughts on the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes. This race too is worth $500,000. Over at the 2,000 they start along the riverside. Quite often, Jen, you see these weight for age races with a lot of stayers in the race. It becomes a battle of tactics.
Well, it certainly does, Pete. And also, you know, you've got to look for those speed horses too and see if you can trail them up. And also, jockeys do have to be a terrific judge of pace in long-distance races.
So just reminding you again, we have had a few emails asking about the race predictor. The track is surveyed by laser. That's how they come up with the gradient of the track. The little red spots are perhaps parts of the track that are a little bit softer, and then they feed form into the computer, weather conditions, all that sort of thing, track bias. Take everything into account as much as possible, but the only thing that it can't take into account is how the horse is feeling, and you can't take that into account because horses can't talk and they can't tell you. And that's why we can't tip 9 winners all the time. But hopefully we can come up with one here.
The computer's come up with the same one as me again.
Hill of Grace to defeat Sky Heights and Freemason 15, 1 and 11. That's the predictor for the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes. Now, are you right here, Jen? Because any minute now, I think you're about to do a Mary Poppins and depart from down here. It is getting a little bit blowy.
A little bit blowy and a little bit cooler too. But I'll survive. I'm sure I'll survive.
Will you stay there? I'll just hang on. Hang on to your hats, Tim. We'll see you shortly. The Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes is not too far away.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have to do that, really. Hang on to my hat. I'm safe and warm here in my studio. We've got a lot to do after the break. I tell you what, I've been coming here for a long time now. I don't think I've seen more emotion surrounding any horse race over that time than the Amy Victoria Derby of 2000. We'll have a break. Before we do, barrier draw of the Melbourne Cup on Sports tonight. Cup preview, of course, with Pete and the team from 1 till 2 on Sunday. Don't miss that. And the Foster's Melbourne Cup Day, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesday. That's the biggie. That's the important one when they join us from right around the world for the great race. Now, a break.
Victoria Derby, the middle pin of our Group 1 treble is the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes. And the brilliant Sky Heights heads the weight for age stars. Jockey Glenn Boss and trainer Colin Alderson hoping he'll bounce back from a Cox Plate fizzer. The baldy-faced Oliver Twist and Werribee Cup winner Slavonic will also make their presence felt, while several Melbourne Cup hopefuls are having their final hit out. John Hawkes has achieved most things in racing. Maybe Freemason will give him his biggest moment come Tuesday. Larry Cassidy's in the saddle today. The Hind is back, and they still talk about how unlucky he was in last year's Cup. Hopefully for trainer Peter Hayes, there'll be no repetition of the heart problem the horse experienced at the Valley. The master Bart Cummings is keeping fingers crossed that Oxford Dollar can firstly make the Cup field and then give him his 12th winner. He'll need to impress here to be a chance of doing that. Or can the French galloper Montrachet rekindle his stable's Melbourne Cup hopes with a strong showing for Brett Preble? We'll find out soon enough as the top flight action continues on this grand day with the $500,000 weight for age Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes.
Yes, absolutely. It's why it's such a great day. The Derby followed by the McKinnon, followed by the Salinger. It just doesn't get any better. As good as it gets, indeed. Well, I think an hour's enough of a rest for Sandra Sully, don't you? She's down in the marquee. And who have you found?
An hour. Well, I don't know if I necessarily agree with you, Tim, but you're right. We do have some great guests here in the marquee, and one of them is an extremely busy lady this week, one of Melbourne's best-loved designers, Victoria Triantafylou. Did I get it right? Yeah, you did. Oh, thank you so much. I've been worried about that one. Now, great to have you with us today. You're enjoying the fashions this week. You've had a lot of work to do because you've been dressing Lynn and the water polo team.
It's actually been fantastic, but the weather has actually worked to our benefit this year, and it's created like a big challenge into what, you know, people can actually wear today, not knowing what the weather was actually going to do.
Well, that's right. We were all in a bit of a dilemma, you know, and I think one of the dilemmas at the moment for women, because there are so many alternative headpieces, is when it comes to racewear, Victoria, I need your insight. Do you start with the hat or do you start with the outfit?
It can start with either. In our little Collins Street store, we have women who come in with a hat and then want to, you know, focus around the hat and then choose the outfit, or else they choose the outfit, which is always a lot easier, I think, and then trying to tie in the hat.
But not necessarily the only way to go.
No. Flowers have been really popular this year, and we've sold a few kind of beaded headpieces as well.
What have you thought of the fashions you've seen so far? Have you been impressed?
I think it's been fantastic. Lots of colour and lots of tailoring and lots of even the other extreme of unstructured clothing.
There's something for everyone these days.
Absolutely.
Although there is a bit of formality to things. People do seem to be frocking up a little bit more, but as you say, with a lot less structure.
Yeah, look, it's a great time to be in Melbourne, and it's you know, part of the carnival atmosphere, and like you said, there's something for everybody.
Well, it's great that you could take some time out of your busy schedule to join us today. We hoped you back some winners, and we know that you've made some winners, one in particular for our colleague Lynn Talbot, who looks absolutely
fantastic. She's glowing.
Yeah, she is, well, for a number of reasons, and you're part of it. So congratulations, thanks for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
Tim.
Thank you, Sandra. Yes, everyone has a ball here at the races, but we're looking after you at home too. We always do. Now, this is a fantastic competition. Your chance to win an exhilarating 5-door Honda Civic hatch. Very simple too. All you have to do each day throughout the carnival here on 10, a chance by entering with a simple question we want you to answer. Only open to viewers here in Australia, unfortunately, so you can't join us from overseas. Announcing the winner on Emirates Stakes Day next Saturday, of course. Now, all you have to do is tell us which was the last international horse to win the Melbourne Cup. Very easy question. And then call the number we're about to show you on the screen, and that's as easy as it is. There's the car. Beautiful, isn't it? Sensational new little Honda Civic 5-door hatch. There's the number, 1902 555 665, 1902 555 665. Get on the blower and you could find yourself in that zippy little motor car. Well, we lost Lynn Talbot before. I mean, that tends to happen here on Melbourne Cup Day and Derby Day during the carnival. Tends to happen. We lose our people. We've found her now. Lynn Talbot's down there with our 3 designers.
I am indeed. I do have our 3 fashion designers, our feature designers for today, and they were specifically asked to design a Derby Day outfit, and they're being modelled by some stunning ladies here. Let me introduce you to them. Firstly, Teresa Liano from TL Wood with a fantastic Derby Day outfit in traditional Derby Day black. Can you talk us through it?
Yes, it's a French lace outfit which we have designed specifically for today, and the hat was designed to go with the outfit by Liza Stedman, and the shoes were handmade by Joanna Preston.
Yes, very interesting shoes there, fantastic. And next, our next feature designer is Jackie Fernandez, and this is extraordinary. It's wool and silk.
Silk and wool, forest fire print. It's a shawl collared coat with a matching dress. The dress is lined as the coat is lined in the silk Duchess satin.
And Jackie, you've decided not to wear hats today, but gorgeous flower as well. Would you like to turn around so we can have a look? Yes, a great touch. And then our third feature designer for the today is Peter Rooney on behalf of Jackie E. And this is just so fresh and cheery. I love it.
Thank you, Lynn. We decided that what we'd like to do is use colour and femininity, and our theme was to use mauve embroidered voile. We've trimmed it with a little bit of ribbon, and we've also put it back with a gorgeous grass green twin set. And of course, it's important to tie back the colours in the accessories. So we've trimmed the hat, which is also in mauve, with a little bit of green feathering, and the kitten heel shoes just work really beautifully with the outfit.
It certainly does. Fantastic. And Tim, as you can see, such diversity. It'll be really interesting to see who our viewers choose, because it's not easy if you just take a quick look. Stunning, aren't they all?
Absolutely fantastic. Don't look at me. I'll leave it up to the viewers. They can do it. I'm not picking that. Thank you, Linny. Now there's your number, viewers, and that's all you have to do. Pick your favourite, 1902 555 966. 1902 555 966. I told you we were looking after you. There you go. That's a beautiful trip you can win there, and motor cars as well. It is all happening during the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Now a break. The McKinnon is not far away. The 99 McKinnon winner, Rogan Josh, the eventual winner of the Melbourne Cup, as we take a break.
There the gaze, 2 lengths away, Rebel, then came Rogan Josh, tie the knot struggling, halfway up the straight, Oliver Twist led, coming at him, Rebel and Rogan Josh in the centre. Rogan Josh goes up with Rebel to hit the lead. It's Rogan Josh drawing the neck clear. This is a strong run, Rogan Josh coming away. Rogan Josh wins it nearly a length.
There's a contender for the McKinnon. There's Sky Heights in the stall, getting prepared to come out to the mounting yard for another of the Group 1s here on Victoria Derby Day 2000 at Flemington. Chock-a-block full of people. Very quickly, I'm sorry this is so short, Tatiana Grigorieva, my pronunciation's correct?
Correct, absolutely correct.
Olympic silver medalist and face of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Are you having a good time?
Oh yes, definitely. And each time when I'm coming here, I'm finding it more and more enjoyable. You know, when you're learning about it and become more and more involved, I find it very nice. Probably today is my best day of all races.
Quickly, you in training or having a rest?
Having a rest at the moment, going to get back to training in a week time after Oaks Day.
And did have a crook ankle for a while there?
Yes,
yeah.
I still do. It's still sore, so I kind of have a reason to have a rest.
My apologies for this being so short, but as you know, we're running behind time here, but it's lovely to see you. Thanks for coming up to say hello to us.
Thanks.
Tatiana Grigorieva, Peter Donegan, and you'll hate this, but Tatiana and her husband Victor actually picked up, with very little knowledge, she's waving her hands here, the trifecta on the Derby.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yes.
Well, Tatiana, it's your shout at the Champagne Bar after the last race, and don't you think that we'll be there to get some, Jen?
Yes,
we'll be there.
Sure
We'll be there.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. And hopefully, Tatiana, and you at home might be able to pick up the trifecta here on the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes. We're going to take a look at the tote figures as they stand at the moment as these horses go to the gates. A lot of these horses involved in the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. Sky Heights is now into the favourite, where he should have been at the start, I think, at $3.90. Oliver Twist at $5.30. You've got big odds about all of the other horses on that page. That's through Super Tab, through the Queensland Tab, and through the New South Wales Tab. Montrachet, the French horse, interestingly, is just at the $16 mark, and those pools are Australia-wide. 2.6 million in the win, 1.5 million in the place just about. You've got Freemason at $8.90 and Hill of Grace right in the betting there at $5.30. Now, we might have a look at some of these horses. There is Sky Heights, Jen. I didn't think he's taken any harm from the Cox Plate flop, but it was a terrible run.
Well, it was, Peter, and he's become a bit of a barrier rogue as well. He missed the start badly there. He really does have to improve, and look, he's capable of it. Can he do it?
There's Oxford Dollar in the blue colours there, just walking around. Now, this is interesting that Bart's decided to run this horse, Oxford Dollar. There he is in the Maltese cross and the dark blue with the gold cap. Interesting that he's decided to run this horse in the McKinnon rather than the Saab Quality.
Yes, well, he's got those blinkers for the first time there. It's a last-ditched attempt to get into the Melbourne Cup.
By the way, we'll just get Roy Higgins' numbers here for those of you who follow Roy, and he's gone 15, 3, 1 and 13. 15, 3, 1 and 13. They're filling the stalls pretty quickly here for the Louis Vuitton McKinnon. As Slavonic comes up, let's go up quickly to Gary Willits.
Yes, thank you, Peter. Gee, I like the look of Hill of Grace here. Thought she looked beautiful going down to the start from 1, Sky Heights.
Magneto joins them. Group 1, 2,000 metres, $500,000 Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes. And they're racing. Sky Heights, as per usual, a little bit slow to begin. Citra's Prince and Bulkhead, the two stablemates out the back with Bohemoth, Oxford Dollar and the Hind in the early part. Slavonic jumped well. It just led Vitaman coming across, and it's bringing Camarina over with it. In fourth spot early is Oliver Twist on the inside of Hill of Grace. And then Magneto, the grey, going up 3 wide from Montrachet, another grey. Coco Cabana is back about 8th on the inside. Sky Heights is settling about midfield. He's outside of Gold Guru, then Freemason. Next on the inside, Bulkhead from Oxford Dollar. 2 lengths to the Hind, Citra's Prince, and 2 lengths to Bohemoth. About 1,400 metres to travel, and Camarina takes up the running, leads Vitaman by a length. Slavonic well placed third on the inside. Magneto 3 deep and Hill of Grace in the centre. Sixth on the inside was Oliver Twist getting a nice run. Off the track is Montbrasher. Coco Cabana left the rails. One away Gold Guru. Then came Sky Heights about 6 or 7 lengths off the lead. Next is Freemason, 2.5 lengths away. Bulkhead and Oxford Dollar. Another 2 lengths away to Citra's Prince outside the hind, and 2 lengths to Bohemoth, who would be 12 to 14 lengths off the lead. 1,000 metres left to travel, and Camarina in front. She's a half a length in front of Vitaman. Slavonic third, fourth on the outside Magneto, but he's had to do it tough 3 wide. Hill of Grace has had a pretty good run, so has Oliver Twist. Montbrasher 3 wide, starting to improve. Then Coco Cabana. Sky Heights within striking distance, about 6 lengths from the lead. Next Freemason, over on the rails Gold Guru, then Oxford Dollar creeping up. Back towards the tail, Bulkhead from Citra's Prince the hind, and Bohemoth last. Turning for home, they've got 500 to travel, and it's Camarina. 3/4 of a length to Vitaman. Magneto, Montbrasher joining in. Sky Heights 5 wide. They were followed by Slavonic, Hill of Grace ridden along, and Oliver Twist in need of a run. Camarina at the 400, led by a length and a half. She tries to extend on Vitaman, then Slavonic. Oxford Dollar putting in a run out wide. Then Hill of Grace, it's Camarina at the 200. Oliver Twist and Slavonic after her. Camarina in front, Oliver Twist getting the run on the rails. Oliver Twist shoots through on the inside, and Oliver Twist is going to win the McKinnon by half a length. Camarina's run second, Slavonic third. Then Freemason. Not far away was Bulkhead, Hill of Grace, and Oxford Dollar was a good effort. Then came Coco Cabana from Bohemoth. Sky Heights a flop again. Won't see him for the rest of the spring. Then Gold Guru, Citra's Prince, Magneto, Vitaman, and Montbrasher at the tail end of the field. Let's go to Mark Aston.
Yes, thank you, Dan. Ian Fraser joins as one of the owners. You were very excited.
Absolutely delighted. After his win run in the Cox Plate, that was just what we believed would happen today. It couldn't be better.
And once again, we've seen some wonderful rides today. Another beautiful ride right up on the fence.
It was just sensational. That's where the going was the best, and that's where we decided to go pre-race. So.
What will he do now, Ian?
I don't know. I'll talk to Mr. Brian Mayfield Smith about that. He's the best in the world.
Congratulations. Good luck. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Another big winner there, Dan.
Absolutely. Oliver Twist, Greg Childs with the 300. He was going to be a good thing beaten. He couldn't get a run. And at that stage, I thought Oxford Dollar was going to win. He loomed up, and I thought Bart's going to do it again, but he died on his run.
He did. He put in a brilliant burst and then just died. But gee, great ride by Greg Childs. And Peter, here we are in the mounting yard.
Thanks very much, Gary. And Brian Mayfield Smith is down here with me, and just watching the replay on the big screen, there didn't appear to be much room up on the pickets there.
I didn't, but the good thing was he persevered with it because there's no other option. And, you know, that left the horse with plenty of running to finish it off. So, you know, he sort of give it to him at the finish, which was great. But, I mean, this horse is remarkable, I mean, in his toughness. Last week when he ran in the Cox Plate, 20 minutes after the race, he was jumping around after he'd cooled out like a spring 2-year-old. It was underworked. And all week, his eyes had just been like an eagle, and he's just been right onto it, you know, and full of himself. And, you know, and obviously, you know, he was waiting for this.
Just quickly, you must have been reasonably confident because it got back to a bit of the old McKinnon today. A lot of the Melbourne Cup horses tuning up for it, and the weight for age horses, the genuine ones, were going to be the one to beat.
That's right. I was worried about the mares, you know, Hill of Grace and Camarina, and I thought if there's anything to beat, there'll only be 2 things. They'll be a bit of a problem and bad luck, but if the horse gets a clear run in the race, I thought he's just gone too well this week. Like I said before the race to the owner, I said last week he was fit, this week he's super fit. That's because he just elevated fitness-wise, you know, to another level, and come out today.
Well done, Brian.
Thanks, Pete.
Let's go out to Johnny Letts. He's got Greg Childs with him.
Yes, Pete, and the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes was won by Oliver Twist, ridden by Greg Childs, and what a popular win, Greg, and what a popular horse.
Yeah, Ollie. Yeah, we were getting a beautiful run on the fence, but coming to the turn, it was packing up and we couldn't get out. Took a tight rails run and burst through for a good win.
Always travelled well, Greg?
Was, always travelling well. A concern of getting a run, we finally did.
Gee, those Group 1s are getting common for you now, aren't they? The Cox Plate, now the McKinnon Stakes.
I won a Group 1 on this horse early in the season too, so having a good year.
Yeah, great, Greg. Congratulations.
That was Johnny Letts out there with Greg Childs, and here is this needle eye opening that we've been talking about with Oliver Twist, who is about 3 back on the fence and driving him through. Gary Willits will get you involved in this. It was a copybook ride.
Oh, tremendous ride. That's Camarina just in front. She's just rolled off the fence. Greg Childs and Oliver Twist going up inside of us. Slavonics, the one on the outside. And the one in the blue and the gold hats is Oxford Dollar. I thought was going to run home well.
So did I at one stage. I thought he was going to run over the top of them.
Yes, and the other good run I thought in the race was Freemason.
Absolutely.
And Cerise.
Yep.
Here they are here. There's Oliver Twist Arrow behind Camarina.
I'll tell you what else wasn't the worst run in the race, Gary. Coco Cabana.
Coco Cabana.
That's her in the light colours, one from the left.
Yes.
She gets a bit held up here and she stretches out over the last little bit.
Yes, she's come outside Oxford Dollar in the blue and the gold cap there. But Freemason hasn't got a lot of room there, Peter.
Yeah.
Right behind Camarina. And I thought that was a very good run for the Cup.
And he'll be better suited over 3,200 metres. He lacks that zip over 2,000 metres, doesn't he?
Yes, definitely. But gee, it was a great run. There's Greg Charles just dismounting off Oliver Twist. Great training performance. He chased hard home in the Cox Plate.
Yeah, he ran a very good race in the Cox Plate, and you heard Brian Mayfield Smith say that, you know, he was pretty confident going in today, and with a ride like that from Greg Childs, why wouldn't he be? And he has been a real consistent galloper, this fellow Oliver Twist, and he takes out the money here in the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes from number 14, Camarina. He's made a bold bid to lead all the way. Third home was number 5, Slavonic, racing in great touch after the Werribee Cup win the other day. And there is the full field. So let's have a look at some of these Melbourne Cup horses. Freemason, a great trial. Bulkhead ran on really well. Hill of Grace, well, she just doesn't quite get there in this company. Oxford $7, and now it's going to be interesting to see what the committee do with him. The Hind finished down the track. Bohemius didn't really fire a shot today. Montrachet won't run in the Melbourne Cup after that, and Magneto certainly needs the track wet. All right, Greg Charles is making his way towards the scales, and the crowd's still enjoying Amy Victoria Derby Day at Flemington. We'll take a break and come back with the weight signal and the dividends on race 7, the middle pin of our Group 1 treble, the Louis Vuitton McKinnon Stakes.